I want to thank Pittsburgh State for the hospitality. You guys, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is a class act institution, and it's a class act football program. I mean that. I can't tell you how appreciative I am of everything you've done for us. When you come on the road in a place like this, it makes you feel really good as a coach to know that there's people here that care about the student athletes. Thank you. Pittsburgh State played very well today, made a lot of plays. I've got to give them a lot of credit. John Brown, wow, what an exciting young man. I wish he was a senior. He's a good football player. And I can't say enough about Zach Dickey. What a class act guy. I'm going to get home and mail him a helmet so it'll stay on because they got to keep that kid healthy. But they played very well today. They made plays when they needed to make plays. I thought we did some really good things today. Obviously, we didn't make those plays that we needed to. Had some drops. That's uncharacteristic of our football team. Usually we make those plays. But I just thought the turning point was after they hit him after the first long pass. We just never really got our feet back under us. And we just couldn't turn or swing the momentum. And it snowballed on us. But with that being said, I am very, very proud of our football team. Very proud of our kids. These guys are a great group. Excuse me. We've been through a lot as a football team and as a community, and just to see our kids be resilient and coachable as they are, I'm very thankful to be the head football coach at Northwest Missouri State. I have one of the best jobs in the country, and I know that. And I get a chance to work with great student athletes, and they're not just good athletes, they're good people. I'm very appreciative of our administration. They took a chance on a guy who didn't have any head coaching experience, and all I can tell them is I did my best every day. And with these guys' help, we had a heck of a football season. The MIAA was tough this year. The fact that we went to Missouri Western and beat them in the playoffs the way we did was awesome. And the fact that we went to Wichita Falls, and that's a very fine football team we beat in Wichita Falls. And I'm just very proud of these kids and these young men, and we have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. With that being said, I'll go ahead and take questions.
Coach, how was Pitt State basically able to shut you guys down offensively after that dominant first quarter?
Well, they were doing a really good job of mixing in their blitzes. We were trying to use the check system to catch them in it and get into some of our pass plays. And like I said, I thought we had some opportunities and the protection was there, and we got the pass off, and we dropped one here, or we didn't maybe make a necessary good read. And then we would turn it around, and maybe the protection would break down a little bit. But my hat's off to them. I thought they had a heck of a game plan, and they're a very good football team.
How much did them kind of closing down the pass really kind of help it snowball on you guys taking out your play action game that you thrive on?
Yeah, we do. We really do thrive on that. I thought James and Jordan did a really good job of getting off and running the ball well. Unfortunately, we got behind there, and I just felt like, I just didn't want to quit on our kids. And I just felt like trying to throw the ball and get the ball down the field. Just maybe there with 9-10 minutes left, maybe we could get back into it. And we've done that the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, we couldn't today.
Derrick, just how demoralizing was it? You knocked those 3 passes down on John Brown and then just kind of see him take over the game. What did you see there?
It wasn't demoralizing at all. I keep my head held high, and the Bearcats keep their head held high. It was just a good play, good pass, a good catch.
Coach, what did you guys try to do to limit him in the second half after that play?
Well, believe it or not, we were doing some things to roll coverage to him, and in this game. I know Bearcat fans don't want to hear it, but when you have a talented quarterback and he's making really good throws in weather like he was today, and you have a young man that's a great athlete that makes those plays, there's, just sometimes you got to tip your hat to the other team.
Derrick, you just talked about the covering John Brown, how hard that was, and is he one of the best receivers you've covered in the NCAA?
He's a great athlete, man. My hats off to him. We had the game plan against him, and we were pretty much doing what we were supposed to, and it just kind of broke down here and there. Like I said, it was a good pass, good catch. I mean, it wasn't really nothing we could do about it. Like I said, my hats off to him.
Derrick, you guys stopped a couple of running quarterbacks in the playoffs. I mean, what did that kind of do to your guys' momentum when Dickey just kept getting those first downs and kept keeping you guys on the field?
I mean, it didn't break our momentum because, I mean, there wasn't no momentum at first. We were trying to build on it, you know. I mean, the plays happen, and we have plays happen like that all the time, but we weren't able to bounce back from it. You know, we weren't able to capitalize on any third downs or any first downs, anything like that. We were just still trying to fight back, and it just never happened.
James, what was kind of your, what you sensed on the team's reaction to that when, you guys always fight back, and it just as if this wasn't going to happen today?
You know what? I never really saw that it wasn't going to happen today. Everybody on the sideline, they looked like they were still in the game. Nobody had checked out at all. So for the past 2 weeks, we've done that. And everybody believes until that last second runs off the clock. So honestly, I did not at any point think that we were out of that game. And that's what you have to do. In every single game, you have to fight until the very last second.
What did you notice about the way they kind of took away the run today? And some of the athletes, they just continued to throw at you on defense.
Pitt State is very fast and they're very physical on defense, and I can say that they rallied to the ball really well. And unfortunately, we just weren't able to sustain some blocks here and there, and they got off blocks. They do that really well. They got upfield. They blitzed when they needed to. They did a lot of things well on defense today.
Coach, the switch to Christopher, you just trying to create a spark.
Yeah, I was. It's a hard situation to be in. I just felt like where we were at and the fact that he had battled back to get himself able to play, I felt like I owed him that. And I just was thinking he was going to get in and get us a spark. And, he completed that pass to James. And, I was proud of our kids because we didn't quit today. And we really didn't. We played till the end. And, I told Tim at the end of the game, I wasn't trying to, extend the game, but I just, with what we've been through, I just didn't want to quit on our kids.
Just what was this season like for, all three of you guys? You can answer anytime. What was the season like for you? And, how do you kind of feel you getting back here after you've been through so much and coaching changes and everything?
Well, me personally, I'm proud of our kids. When you're the head coach at your alma mater, and I've had a lot of, good times at Northwest Missouri State. It's, I grew up in Maryville. I live a block from my brother. My mom babysits my twins 3 times a week. Just like I said, I'm a very lucky guy, and I realize that. I have one of the best jobs in the country. And the way we battled all year, I thought, we're getting beat at Arrowhead. I thought we learned from that defeat, getting beat by Missouri Western. I thought we learned from that. So my standpoint, I know, I hear in this business you always remember your first year as a head coach, and I know this one will be one I remember for a long, long time.
It was wonderful for me, man. I transferred from the program after going through everything I went through. God allowed the opportunity for coach them to accept me and just for me to fit in. And I've done things I've never done before in my life. I've been places I've never been before in my life. I was colder than I've ever been before in my life. And it's an awesome experience. There's no team like it, and just the fight that everybody has. I wouldn't trade this for the world, man. The experience I had here was wonderful. I can't even explain it, man. It's nothing to put in words. What this program has done for me and the man that it made me. I just want to thank Coach, man, and everybody for just even leading me down the road.
Glad you came, buddy. Glad you came.
Shaw's drop, did you see that as a turning point in the game?
Yeah, I did, and I'm not gonna say it's a drop. It was a tough catch, and the conditions like they were today, I think added to that. But we get an opportunity next year again, we'll go right back to him. He made those plays all year, and that's he helped us get to where we were at.
Just how tough is their offense to stop with 2 good running backs to worry about, Dickey and then John Brown also?
Yeah. Well, and you know, I just, again, I can't say enough about Zach. He's a talented young man, and they're playing good football right now, and they've got a chance. And when your quarterback's that talented, and he's a high-character kid, and they put a lot on him, I think that tight end of theirs doesn't get a lot of credit, and that kid made some big catches today on third down, too. He's a talented kid.
One more question. Coach Greg Grizzolano, columnist, Team Com. Tough to beat a good team twice, and obviously your program is a great program. You have a good team. What was the difference this year for you guys, losing both of these games?
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, I think the way they made plays down the stretch, I mean, it was John Brown and Zach Dickey. And not to take anything away from the other 9 guys playing because they need help, but those 2 kids just continued to make play at Arrowhead and play. And then today, those kids were hot. And like I said, my hat's off to them because when you got guys that got great coverage and they're in position and they make a play, well, like I said, wish he was a senior.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Once again, we were allowed them to get a kind of a 10-point start on us, and I thought our defense and our offense really did a great job of fighting back to get us to 10-10 at half. I thought that was extremely important. We came in at halftime, no different than the other game. Made some adjustments, both offensively and defensively. Our coaches did a really nice job. Offensive coaches made a little adjustment on a route that we've ran hundreds of times where we took John and stuttered him and went vertical, and it was our touchdown that we got in the third quarter. Like I said, really nice throw and catch by Zach and nice catch by John, but nice adjustment by our coaches. I thought the intensity again by our defense, it seemed like every time they were going out there, the intensity was getting higher and higher. Great effort by them, and just we're awfully excited to be in the semifinals.
Right now, you guys over on defense. Tell me about, especially that first quarter. I think they had 152 or 100-some yards after the first quarter, and after that, it was less than 200. Tell me about that. How did you do that?
Yeah, they came out and run the ball, and they did it quite well. We missed a couple gap assignments. That's what it came down to. But coaches did a pretty good job of making halftime adjustments, and after that, they pretty much shut the run down. Anytime you can hold the offense like that, under 300 yards, you're doing something right. And it started with our coaching. They did a great job preparing for us.
Elijah, you tell me about the secondary because you guys are all over the place. Some interceptions, knocking down some passes.
Just it really starts with that front four. Make it a lot easier for us every single week. Gus Token, the rest of them, just putting some pressure on their quarterback, not having us back there for more than 4 seconds with what we try to work for, and just staying glued to our man, making sure that when the QB scrambles out, we're not looking in the backfield, have our eyes on the right guy, and just keep playing till that whistle blows.
Elijah, they got you guys on some deep passes in the first game. Was there any kind of adjustments that you made to take that away today?
Yeah, working this week because they have a lot of tendencies, and we knew that they couldn't beat us in front of us, so we worked on just driving on anything that came in front and making plays on that, not want to be getting beat deep and let them have big plays. You let them have big plays, that's how they usually score on you, like you saw in that first game. In this game, we did a good job just keeping everything in front of us and breaking on ball.
For Zach, Tony Donnelly, Wichita Eagle. In the second half, what was it that you saw with John? Did you guys talk? What was the connection that allowed the game to kind of open up like it did?
We really didn't talk much. We had in our game plan to to get the ball to, of course, on the edge as much as possible and in the air as much as possible to keep them spread out. But we never got to it as much in the first half, and so once we were able to see more of what they were doing, it allowed us to talk about it at halftime and then really attack in the second half when we had the opportunity.
Coach, can you tell me?
Talk about how tough-minded this team is. It seems like when difficult weather, tough conditions out there, you guys seem to thrive on that.
Well, I told the guys in our captain's meetings last night that I feel like the inclement weather plays into our hands, plays into our favor. Because one thing that we pride ourselves on is running the ball well, and that's what we feel like we did today, of course, which opened up the pass game. But we have a mentally tough team, and we've shown it, in every game this year, I think. And we've played in a lot of rainy games, and we came from behind a lot of times. And you know, it's I don't want to say it's old hat, but it's kind of a habit that we've been into. We don't want to, of course, we don't want to be down from the start, but we're not going to press if we get down. You know, we're just going to try and stay on our assignments and do what we need to do to climb back into the game, and we don't fret too much whenever we get down.
On that same note, Coach, can you tell me about the ability of this team? Because there's been a lot of games where you guys have put yourself in not a great situation after the first quarter or first half, but a lot of times you guys have been able to make adjustments, and like Zach said, you don't get down a lot. Can you tell me about the mindset of this team?
Well, we got a group of guys that they just don't panic. They've faced adversity, throughout the season. We've talked about that. We've had a lot of adversity. We've lost a lot of players. When you start counting all the players that we had, that we've had to have other guys, come in and step up and do some things, and we had to come from behind at Truman to go win that game, and we had to come from behind with 22 points against Northwest the first time. So we faced a lot of adversity. They're not going to panic. The neat thing about our players is, you talk to a defensive lineman and they give the secondary credit. You talk to Elijah and he gives the defensive line the credit. And I think that's a great example of how close this team is. They're very unselfish, and therefore, we're able to go a long way because they put the team in front of themselves.
Coach, how big was the defense holding Northwest to a field goal on that second scoring drive in the first quarter?
I think that's a good point, because I think that there are things that happen early in the game that really, can change the complexion of a game. And, stopping our defense, stopping them for a field goal, that was a huge play.
Coach, talk about 77 plays, no turnovers, and a constant downpour.
I think that there are two things. Defensively, us, like Nate said, holding them under 300 yards, as explosive as they are offensively. And then our offense being as balanced as we were, 260, 261 and 265 rush and pass. Unbelievable balance by our offense. And, being able to, that's one, we talked about three things this week, and we said we have to win the special teams. That has to be in our favor. Offensively, we can't turn the football over. And defensively, we've got to play with the passion and intensity and execution that we have the last couple of weeks. And we did all three of those things, I think.
John, can you tell me about those three passes there in the first half? Just, they just made some good plays and just couldn't quite get your hands on them. Then to come back, had those huge catches in the second half. How'd that feel for you?
It feel good. It's just, you can't argue with the ref. He just made good plays. But I trusted my quarterback to come back and, get stuff right. So the coaches sat down and talked to Dickey, and we met and did what we had to do, and then we got it right.
Can you tell me about that last touchdown? It looked like they had it perfectly covered. You went up and got it from him. What happened on that play, and how'd you get that pass?
Just I seen the ball in the air and made the right adjustment before he could, so I made the move first.
I just have one more. Zach, can you tell me about what it's like to throw to guys like John and Andrew and Briston? And you're on target a lot today, but how does that improve how much easier does that make your job to throw those guys?
Well, yeah, you can't say enough about how much easier it makes, and a lot of people don't realize, when you have the speed that we have at wide receiver and the experience that we have in John Thomas and in Briston and the sure-handedness that those guys have, it makes me feel more confident trying to squeeze the ball in the window or things like that, because I know they're going to catch it. And two, with the speed and the experience that all these guys have, is the way they run their routes opens up other guys' routes. And so, that's something that we've really worked on from last year to this year, and we've really made strides in, and especially having guys that we know we can attack people with, and then just watching film and knowing which people that you're supposed to go to and which coverages you're supposed to look for and in what situations, and it makes us all better, and it makes us better as an offense, obviously, because it allows us to run the ball more and more frequently and for more yards, So being balanced is something that we strive to do.
Hey Zach, Greg Grislano, columnist for Team Con. What goes through your mind when you see a guy like John Brown get open?
Well, it's really the when we line up, because I already know he's getting open, It's when we line up and they show us a certain kind of coverage, and you can play it out in your mind before you take the snap even, and so sometimes you're kind of seeing the play happen before it happens, and maybe I could compare it to, I don't know, some crazy ride at Disneyland, you know, when you see him streaming open and you know that you can get the ball to him, and yeah, that's a great feeling. Him and Andrew and you know, when you see the defense roll to exactly the way you want it to, and him come open, or either any of them come open, it's a great feeling. And the line did awesome today. I was hardly ever hurried at any point in time. So,
John, a question for you, man. What was going through your mind when you hauled in that 78-yard touchdown pass? When it hit you like right in the fingertips?
Just great throwing, good concentration. That's all I can say.
Did you know you had a touchdown as soon as you hauled it in?
Yeah, I already knew that.
Final question.
Speaking of a ride, for anybody, what's it been like to resurrect this program from the last 2 years where it seemed like everybody's down, everybody's kind of dogging the program out, to bring it back to this level? What's that like?
Feels great, man.
Well, you know, we were picked 5th in the conference, and now we're sitting in the top 4 in the nation, you know, and that really burnt us at the beginning of the year. You know, we didn't expect it to be picked any, you know, much better, but you know, that really lights a fire under us, and we worked hard since December of last year, you know, getting things right and making it the best opportunity for Coach Beck's 2nd year and our staff's 2nd year under Coach Beck, and as seniors, you know, I'm so proud of our seniors and our team. I told them a number of times today, before the game even started, I can't say enough about the commitment the guys made to this team, and to be a team, not just individuals, not looking at individual play or anything like that. Everyone just wanted to be a team and win, and that's what we committed ourselves to doing.